This was the third night.
That's fair enough.
And the last statistic, this is how the Dutch think about the danger of a drug.
Yeah.
They make a scale. They made a scale of 9 points for the personal damage and 7 points for the damage to the society. As you can see, the alcohol is the worst.
It's the worst, yeah.
Yeah, because actually it's very wide. It's used by everybody.
Yeah.
There is no advertising and no education about that.
Yeah.
And check out the less problematic is the mushroom. That has a 6 scales for the society problem, because when you are in mushrooms, the truffles, you make noise. But that's
I mean, I'm interested to see what all these things are.
Heroin and
Obviously,
cocaine, just alcohol is the first.
Yeah,
Heroin,
of course.
cocaine. Then you have the methadone, the cocaine,
Cannabis is quite high, actually.
tobacco.
Yeah, tobacco, of course. Cannabis is quite high, actually.
Benzodiazepine that are the antidepressive stuff.
Yeah. No, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, I think that list makes sense.
LSD and this one, no personal harm.
Really? LSD? I would have thought LSD, you can have a bad trip and you can...
Yeah, no, but
can-
mental.
Mentally, yeah.
Yes, but
It's for physical then. Okay.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
no, in fact, this is to show how it's working. And this is why these are legal here, while in all over Europe are not legal. And the alcohol that is the worst is legal everywhere. It's actually bullshit from my point of view. If the countries just put some more alcohol education, because alcohol is wonderful, like any kind of substance, if it's done in a certain way and with the right way, it's a great thing.
Sure.
But if you abuse it, you can have lots of problems, and actually there are lots of dead for alcohol. Not a single death for weed, not directly related. There are some accidents, car accidents, or this kind of stuff. People, for example, fall into the canal. People that during the winter, they got stoned, they fall asleep
and freeze to death.
Exactly. And these are related, but not directly related. And this is why Italy is free. That's all.
Anybody rallying against this in Holland, in the Netherlands? Is there any groups that are against all these?
Yes, because there are always people that won't like the fact that you have the freedom to do whatever you want. But they are shut down by the results. Because believe me that when they started to apply this policy and the social study on it, because it's not enough that you divide the market, you have to take care of the people that anyway will do hard drugs no matter what, because they will do it anyway. You can put them in jail and they are going to get the drugs in the jail. You can make them fine and they're going to steal. And besides that, with all this kind of stuff, there is lots of small crime.
What about local residents though? I mean,
the local residents around here mainly are not tourists, are expats.
Okay.
Like me. But for the locals, actually they have no problem. And besides that, Amsterdam is one city. The Netherlands is totally different. They are on the south more open, on the north they are closed and very racist. And in fact there is no coffee shop in every city. Because if the mayor doesn't want it, because the people doesn't want it, no coffee shop in the city. So it's the majority of Dutch doesn't give a shit about weed because they are so used. Everybody smoking, drunk, having party, and this is strange, but it works. In fact, there are, for example, in the bars where they sell alcohol, there are about 1,000 calls of the police a month. We are about 2 calls of police a month in the coffee shop. Because anyway, cannabis is a drug that makes you more relaxed, while alcohol makes you I can tell you that talking about governments, UK and the United States are against and criticizing this kind of policy a lot. But here in Europe, there start to be a change of thinking. I mean that they start to get used to the idea that weed and hashish are not so dangerous as they can think. That they're really the first step to hard drugs if you don't separate the markets. And in the US, Colorado,
some states,
Florida, and California and Washington, now they can sell weed. Colorado made in 1 month of selling weed as many taxes as they was doing in one city for the commercial premises. 1 month, and they went to the school. I mean, just think about that. The market, the illegal market that there are with some kind of substances that are not harmful, so it's stupid that they are illegal. stupid but not from my point of view, from an objective point of view.
Yeah.
Because if you make the alcohol legal, that is very dangerous. Why the weed that actually is not so dangerous?
Yeah.